BFM 89.9. I'm Amir Ruslan, subbing in again for Audrey Raj with the morning World Cup quickie. If you're a Switzerland fan, today you'll know that Argentina's Angel Di Maria is no angel. He's the man whose late strike broke Swiss hearts just minutes before the goalless draw looked like it would be decided in a penalty shootout. Props to the Swiss for showing typical precision in closing down Messi and company. 1-0 for strong contenders Argentina as they move to the last 8. Meanwhile, Belgium and USA battled it out for 120 minutes, pressing each other hard the entire time.
So she said.
The entire time, 120 minutes. It took Kevin De Bruyne to finally score in the 93rd minute, and then Romelu Lukaku doubled the lead 12 minutes later, only for Team USA to immediately respond with a beautiful Julian Green goal. But the American dream had to end here, with Belgium's 2-1 win after extra time positioning them for a quarterfinal clash with Argentina. And before I hand over to Aziff Azuddin with the morning headlines, here's a little fun fact about the quarterfinals. All 8 teams playing for a spot in the semis were the leaders of their respective groups. Momentum matters, guys.
Good morning, I'm Aziff Azuddin, you're watching Morning Headlines. It's the 2nd of July. Now, we start off the day with talking about a story which came out in the news yesterday, a follow-up story to our diplomatic crisis. So here's a picture. Finally, they revealed that it's Muhammad Rizalman Ismail, who is a diplomatic officer in New Zealand. So he's been charged with assault, rape and burglary. Quite a mix of things there. So he's going to be sent back to Malaysia to be charged under the Board of Inquiry by the Foreign Ministry. What the Malaysian government is going to do now is they're going to charge him locally, right? According to the government, New Zealand has offered to send him back so that he can be charged in our courts. But what's interesting about this is that there's an alternative story to this, which is something the Sun covers. So the Sun runs with the headline two-faced. So what exactly does headline mean? Now the story says that it is true that the Malaysian government did really want to waive off diplomatic immunity for this guy, right? But what's interesting here is that at the same time, they sent a letter to the New Zealand Foreign Ministry asking them to drop charges. Now, this is something obviously the Malaysian government wouldn't reveal, but something which the New Zealand Foreign Ministry has sent out and everybody knows about it. So really, who are you lying to here? I will pick up the Sun today to read a bit more about this. Now, on the same front page, you see a picture of this young boy here who is suffering from the new strain of mosquito virus, Japanese encephalitis. But the story which is more extensively carried in Sinar Harian, as you can see on the front page, Gigitan Maut, the bite of death. 4 people have died from the virus and 16 have been hospitalized. Now, this is a new strain of virus, so it's quite scary because you can't really tell the distinction, right? Because mosquitoes are pretty much look the same unless you look them up close. But something which is also run by NSC on the front page here, as you can see that the headline hot zone. So the government is now going to set up special task force to deal with this problem directly. But then again, when you come to think about it, we have fogging every other month. Is that even effective? The fact that mosquitoes are now still on the rise, right? And people are being affected by both dengue and this new virus strain. But anyway, on the headlines, we have Berita Harian, which runs the headline, Sistem Longgar Galak Rasuah. Now, this is in reference to the Guarantee Sampai Lulus, which is the guarantee you're going to pass driving license, which has been going on for decades, really. Inside this report, the former JPJ director has come out to say that yes, we acknowledge this has been happening for a while. But my question here is that, look, if you knew that was happening for a while, why didn't you do anything about it? Why now? Why are you coming up now to suddenly talk about it, right? I mean, it's an open secret that this has been going around, this Guarantee Sampai Lulus driving license. And, well, apparently a union group has come out to say that they attribute this to privatization. The fact is, JPJ used to handle all of it. Now, because it's broken up into different bodies, some bodies deal with driving, some bodies deal with doing tests. Privatization has allowed bribery to happen much more easier. Now, this is a problem which is stated in this report, but clearly and frankly, corruption is rife and has been happening, and I don't think it'll stop anytime soon. Now, Utusan Malaysia runs the story of Vice in the same tone. Here you have the headline, Tidak Gentar. Now, this is in reference to gambling dens which have been investigated all over the country. So, investigations has been done into over 500 of these dens. And what's interesting about it is that there are some of them often offer alung services. Very innovative. Now, what's interesting is that some of these gambling dens were also found near enforcement agencies. Quite ironic, don't you think? So, the government has, of course, as usual, proposed a raid, crackdown. But again, I think these things will pop up just like mushrooms after a rain. Now, I must congratulate Khairi Jamaluddin for being appointed and awarded the post of Colonel Askar Watania. I guess it's a big post, and you can see he's looking quite proud, having his medals pinned on by Hishamuddin. So, kudos to you. A Malay Mail goes down south, where you have the headline quite longly written here, thousands of motorists entering Singapore to suffer, says Johor MPs. The next time you go down to Singapore, you have to pay 90 ringgit. It used to be 54 ringgit, now you have to pay 90 ringgit. So think about it. Just a touch point, we have donation fraud, breaking fast gone cannibal, and finally, for all you guys out there, Neelofa has finally decided to don the tudung. So not only Felicia Yap has joined the fray. That's all I have for you this morning in Morning Headlines. I'm Aziff Azuddin for BFM 89.9.